Hey, what's up? It's Jared with State of Tech, and I wanted to talk about some of the announcements at today's keynote at Google I/O. Now, Google I/O is Google's yearly developer conference. I've been to it a few times in the past, but I haven't gone in the last several years since they changed the lottery system. I just didn't really bother with it. But I do watch and pay attention to what has been announced. And this year, I'm just really kind of blown away at what Google is doing. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, Google always announces some really like lofty goals and puts a lot of cool stuff out there at Google I/O. Google I/O is about a month or so before Apple's developer conference of their own. And so I think that every year they kind of set the bar high in hopes that Apple won't be able to topple everything that they came up with. But what I'm super excited about is some of the features. Android O, or the version that's out right now that's available like on the Google Pixel XL or the Pixel 2 version phones, and a lot of the other manufacturers are putting out on their devices, is a fantastic operating system. Now, the thing about Android is that Android often gets kind of flavored different ways depending on the phone that you get. So if you buy a Samsung phone, you've got Samsung stuff on top of Android. LG, all the different phone manufacturers are putting their stuff over the top of Android. So they're using Android's, operating system, base features, functionality, and all that stuff, and they're adding things over the top of it. Now, Android P, which is the next version, looks to be pretty fantastic. Now, one of the things that I have constantly tried to do and my adherence to the different technologies that are coming out is not let them become such a distraction that I can't get anything done. I mean, we have our phones, we have our tablets, we have our smartwatches, all of this stuff, and it's easy to allow them to become crazy distractions that keeps us from getting anything done. And so I end up turning off notifications. I end up doing all these different things to kind of choke down the technology so that it isn't too much of a distraction. And then here comes Google with Android P and the well-being. I love the fact that you're able now in Android P to be able to look at your phone usage as a whole. And before, I used to be able to maybe like look at my battery usage and see what apps have been using the most battery and think to myself, I may have spent a little too much time on YouTube today, or maybe too much time scrolling Instagram. But now we're actually going to be able to see the usage and everything on a per app basis and be able to kind of gauge those areas that maybe we need to cut back a little bit. I think this is going to be great. This is going to be in the app dashboard. YouTube is getting some updates. It's just going to be great. I think, Google seems to be kind of moving everything in to YouTube. I mean, there's Google Play Music, Play Movies, Play Books, all these different things. And it seems like they're moving Play Music and Play Movies maybe into YouTube. I didn't really get a chance to watch all of this and understand all of it. I've just been kind of observing what Google has done over the last year. I've always been observing, but definitely over the last year, where they haven't really spent much time with Play Music and they've spent a lot of time on YouTube. But with that said, I mean, there's just a lot of things that they're doing that are really cool. The thing that totally blew me away was with Google Assistant, which they continue to lead the way in, and just having an assistant that actually can do things and get things done. And I have a video that I'm going to put out on using the Google Assistant to do your grocery shop, like your dry goods grocery shopping, like your stuff that you'd normally go to like Target or Costco for. I mean, it blew my mind, and I just can't wait to finish putting that video together and put it up, because the way that it works is so much better, I think, than Amazon Alexa. Even though I do order a lot of stuff from Amazon, I don't necessarily want Alexa trying to figure it all out and do it all completely automated. I want a little bit of control as to what product or what variation of a product, and so I'm going to show you that in a video, so make sure to subscribe to the channel here so you can see that. But when they had Google Assistant call and schedule a haircut appointment and call to check the wait time at a restaurant, I mean, I know that that's a long ways out. They're still testing that, and it's probably going to be a year or two before they're able to really roll it out in the way that they showed it to all of us. That is super cool. I could not imagine Siri doing that in 100 years. I mean, Siri just is not that advanced. And then like being able to like Gmail learning the way that you send emails and actually starting to draft up an email, because maybe you email a person a certain way, you say hi to them a certain way, you end the email in a certain way, and so Gmail is kind of auto adding some of that stuff to that email so that it's creating a draft for you, so you don't have to type as much stuff. I mean, it's really apparent, and it was said several times in the keynote, that what they're really trying to do is make sure that our technology is giving us some of our time back. And you know, if you look at technology over the last several years, the last decade, the only thing technology has really done is consumed us. It's taken away time. Sure, there are tasks that we've become better at, that we've been able to do a little bit faster, but overall the technology itself has taken away time from us. How much time do we spend scrolling different things, social networks, all this stuff? I mean, our technology has replaced our televisions, has replaced the attention that we give to our televisions. Other people in the household, I mean, there's a lot of ways that technology has encroached into our life, and Google is trying to make that be a little less intrusive. I mean, I know they definitely don't want us to take our eyes away from YouTube or stop doing Google searches or whatnot, but they're trying to figure out ways to make that more effective and easier for us to incorporate into our life. I think that's fantastic. So Android, I'm super excited for Android P. I'm not quite ready to yet, but I definitely want to add Android P to my Google Pixel 2 XL, even though it'll probably be in beta for a while, because I doubt that they'll drop Android P completely until the fall when they come out with maybe the Pixel 3, but I definitely want to check it out. Adding AR to Google Maps is fantastic. I mean, I thought it was a game changer when Google Maps started to show you what lane you needed to be in for the next turn. Like when you're going down the highway, you've got off-ramp there, be in this lane to go there, that lane takes you over that way. It's super, super useful to know what lane you need to be in order to go where you need to go. And now they're adding actual augmented reality aspects into it, so things that are much easier to see. You know, sometimes you still might end up missing a turn because it's that you're supposed to be in a lane, but maybe there's two streets really close together and you're like, which one is it? And you end up missing it. There's just so many cool things that are coming that they showed off in Google Maps that I'm super excited about. And then just the further integration of things like being able to disconnect easier at night and not being so distracted by your device. Some of those things are just great. I love that they're doing more in the device to be, I think, responsible. People are understanding that like you're not supposed to really be on your phone right before you go to bed. You're going to have a hard time falling asleep. You might even not have that good a sleep. So, you know, these phone manufacturers are doing things, but now, you know, Google and hopefully the Apple does with the iPhone incorporates more things into your phone so that you can understand your behaviors and make better choices with your technology time. What I'm super, super excited about is Family Link, which Family Link is a way for you to take a little bit better control over the devices and stuff that are in your household. For example, I bought 3 kids Kindle Fire editions, which I really don't like them at all. They really stink. But there was nothing better out there that was simple to manage. Those Kindle devices were really easy to give to my kids. They had different apps they can download and use and different things they can do from within the Kindle, the kids edition. But it was really choked down. Like my 7-year-old, who will be 8 in less than a month, I couldn't give him access to Minecraft. And, he likes to play Minecraft, so he ends up having to play it on something else. Can't give it to him on the Kindle Fire unless I log out or change his account over to another type of account. So it's just become a thing that I don't want to manage, and I don't want to learn a whole nother platform or even have to mess with that platform, because I'm not on the Kindle platform like on Amazon's platform, and I don't really want to be. As far as a tablet goes, I don't want a Kindle Fire or one of their tablets to be one of my tablets. But Family Link with Android, like I could get behind giving my kids some Android tablets and connecting them with Family Link so I can give them access to certain apps, and I could push apps that I'm okay with to their device. I'm super excited about that. That's something that I wish Apple had had. They give you access to have multiple people log into account, and sure, they have restrictions and stuff like that, but it's not foolproof. And who knows, maybe this won't be foolproof either. But I'm going to be able to look and manage the apps and keep an eye on their screen time and stuff like that, and even send them content that I think is good through my portal into their devices, which super excited about that. So I'm just really excited about what Google has going on in Android, not only just Android P, but Android as a whole. The whole Google Duplex thing with it, being able to do so much more with conversational search is huge. Like, as a person who owns a company who does a lot of work with search engines and helping people market their companies with search engines, I'm super excited about conversational search and what that means for business owners and people being able to connect with those businesses. I'm super excited about that. So they're talking about smart displays with Google Assistant, which Amazon has with the displays on their Alexas. We only with Google Assistant have screenless Google Assistants, which we can use our phones. That's cool. I don't necessarily think I need screens on my assistant, but it's cool to see that Google is not giving up on that. Google has very much been known for introducing and having products that they kind of play with and they test and then they backslide out of that. And so I'm really excited to see them going full speed into the digital assistant world and not giving up on that. I'm excited to see Google Photos get even smarter with what it's doing. Google Photos has been huge for me since Google Photos launched. I signed up, I push all my photos there. It doesn't matter what device I'm on, iPhone, Android, whatever. I'm pushing photos there, so I have one home for all my photos. I even spend a little bit extra every month so I can have the original size images available. And really, it doesn't cost that much to have that extra storage available so that you don't have to have the compressed images. But even the compressed images are good. It's better than having hard drives go bad or trying to figure out how I'm going to back up all this stuff. Google Lens, when they gave that demo of Google Lens copying text from the real world into my phone, I was super excited about that. I kind of use Evernote in that way, where I'll take pictures of an article out of a magazine, or take a picture of a page out of a book, or take a picture of an index to a building or something where I need to remember where to go, and then all that becomes searchable, which is pretty fantastic. But it looks like Google has kind of put that on steroids to where you can copy and paste all of that really easily. I'm super excited to see how that's actually going to work. Then just the whole way that Google is working towards shopping, and that goes back to me earlier talking about how I've used Google Assistant or used my Google Home devices to buy stuff from Target and Costco recently, which I wish I'd been doing. I know that this has been around for a little while, not a long time, but it's been around for a little while, and I just tried it out for the first time last week and was just blown away at how cool it was. So I'm absolutely going to be putting up a video on that soon. So there's a lot of speculation as to what will completely roll out with Android P, what will come on the next version of Google's phone with Android P on it. And then, of course, there's things that we probably won't know about completely until the phone drops, just as we didn't know how cool the camera was going to be on the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL until it dropped, and how they, came up with their own technology for image processing, or combination of probably softwares that they bought and made work for the phone. But anyways, with that said, I'm just super excited, and I really hope that this lights a fire under Apple's butts, because Apple has not really done a whole lot of super exciting stuff. Sure, you can unlock your phone with your face, and it's probably the fastest version of that on any phone. But I mean, they haven't really done a whole lot of cool stuff that just like makes me excited to try the next device, to have the next device. It makes me look forward to the technology that's coming out over the coming months. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. What are some of your favorite things that might have been announced? Maybe you're just hearing this for the first time. What are some of the thoughts that you have on the way that technology is now coming and being more integrated and being more aware of our activity and stuff like that? I mean, for me, I got an Apple Watch when it first came out. I had Android watches before that. I've had just about every version of the Fitbit, and I've had a lot of wearables, and I like having that data. For me, I'm a data-driven person. I like having that data so that I can understand my behaviors. It takes my focus from having to journal on it or pay attention to something. I can focus on other things that are maybe a little bit better and more productive for me, and let those things be tracked by tools. That's great. I love that. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below about all of this. Do you want that kind of technology? Is that something that's a little over the top? Kind of let you know where I stand on this. I'd love to hear where you stand on it. So share that with me down below, and click subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I definitely like sharing my opinion sometimes, and then also starting the conversation with all of you who are watching this video on all of these topics. So I hope that this was enjoyable. Click that thumbs up if it was, and let me know in the comment section your thoughts. And I hope to see you back here soon on State of Tech.